The other big story now, the January 6th committee is making a new allegation against former President Trump. The panel says that there is evidence that Donald Trump called one of the witnesses and perhaps tried to influence them. This emerged during another dramatic day of testimony on Capitol Hill. Nikole Killion is following all of this for us and joins us now. Vice Chair Liz Cheney issued a warning yesterday after alleging that the former president tried to contact a witness that's going to be testifying in front of the committee in the coming weeks. She said that the president tried to contact the person did not pick up the phone. So, you know, it was more of a suggestion of witness tampering than an actual allegation. But what more can you tell us? And what could the possible consequences be?
Yeah, well, just to be clear, Vice Chair Cheney said that this was a witness who has not appeared before the committee in a public capacity. So we don't know if they will eventually, but we do know it's somebody that has not come to the fore as of yet. And so at this point, committee members have acknowledged, some of them to us, that they do know who this witness is. Obviously, they're declining to identify who the person is because they believe protecting their identity is important, particularly in this matter. But, look, the committee has referred this matter to the Department of Justice, which so far is declining to comment. But if there was some type of witness tampering involved, I mean, certainly calling a witness is not necessarily a criminal offense, but, witness tampering is, and it more or less amounts to obstruction of justice. So it is something the committee says that it takes seriously. The former president's spokesperson really dismissed these latest allegations, saying that they were full of innuendo and lies.
So one of the other big things that came out of this testimony that we heard yesterday was coming from a former White House counsel, Pat Cipollone. He talked about this hours-long, wild meeting described as unhinged, where all these different ideas, many of them not legal at all, were being thrown out. And, it leaves you wondering just who was in charge here. Can you talk to us about the testimony and what we learned about that meeting?
Yeah, I mean, look, this was a meeting that devolved into a screaming match, according to a lot of the witness testimony that we heard, not only from White House officials, but also from some of the participants, including folks like Rudy Giuliani, Sidney Powell, and former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, who were kind of advising the former president informally and just kind of got into the White House that day for this meeting. Even the former White House counsel, Pat Cipollone, who we heard testimony from for the first time in these hearings, said he was kind of taken aback. He wasn't happy that they were in the room and said that he didn't think that they were offering the former president sound advice. I mean, some of the things they were discussing were, for instance, maybe drafting an executive order to seize voting machines and appointing Sidney Powell as a special counsel to look into voter fraud, even though, again, the Department of Justice had knocked down some of these fraudulent allegations. So from that standpoint, Cipollone did offer some more insight into that, again, along with other officials, just saying that they really thought this whole scheme was nuts.
Yeah, indeed. Nikole, thank you so much.